They are brands that have created history with their unparalleled business excellence. They transform our lives every day and put our country on the world map. They are India's Superbrands. Hello and welcome to the Superbrands Show only on ET Now. On this series, we travel across the length and breadth of India to discover and bring to you some of the most exciting and arduous journeys that India's iconic brands have undertaken to reach to the top. On the show this week, a Hyderabad-based super brand that has transformed the construction industry with its innovative green building materials, and a giant public service undertaking of India that straddles the entire hydrocarbon value chain. So that's the exciting lineup for today. Let's begin right away with our first brand on this episode, a renowned leader of the construction industry. The brand has many achievements to its credit, and one of them is its diverse range of green building products. In fact, it was the first company in the country to get a CII Gold Rating Green Co Award for one of its manufacturing plants. A conscientious and responsible organization, here's how HIL became a super brand. The tale of Indian construction today is a skyward bound affair. Glistening walls, clever structural design, and trendy living spaces are the facets of architecture in the present. But Superbrand HIL, formerly known as Hyderabad Industries Limited, has with its phenomenal offerings uplifted and bolstered the lifestyles of India's rural as well as urban masses since 1946.
HIL is actually as old as the nation. It's a 66-year-old company, and somewhere in the 50s the Birlas took it over, and those were early days when the roofing industry was just taking shape, and a fiber cement product was being introduced to India.
Fiber cement sheets were just gaining recognition, and HIL played its part in popularizing this alternative with brand Charminar. Besides the conventional practice of meeting architects and consultants, HIL decided to go down to the grassroots. Organizing Mistri meets or interactions with carpenters and masons, the company familiarized the actual installers with the roofing sheets and innovatively forged a reliable network of influencers in the market.
In the early days, I can recall that we had to do a lot of work with the architects and consultants. The next step that we took was to educate the installers and the carpenters, because these were the people who also started influencing the purchasing decisions of the buyers.
With growing demand for the fiber cement roofing shelters, HIL also expanded its manufacturing footprint. From one mother plant in Hyderabad in 1949, the network expanded to Faridabad in the north in 1964 and continued from there to Bihar, UP and further into Andhra Pradesh. Today, this network stands at 8 manufacturing plants and covers the entire map of India.
As the roofing demand grew and the popularity of a fiber cement roof as compared to, let's say, a steel sheeting or any other alternatives of roofing grew, we had to grow and keep up with the demand. And this is a very freight sensitive product, plus the service aspect is also extremely important. So this company has got 8 plants as of now, and today I can proudly say that HIL is probably the largest manufacturer of fiber cement products in the world.
With a robust growing network and technical know-how gathered from the best in the world, HIL went ahead more aggressively to market its products where it was most required. Sales teams from the company set out to meet and educate villagers in the remotest locations. Most were receptive, but if these methods did not work, the HIL team adopted more radical strategies to catch the attention of rural crowds.
See, to popularize a product, especially in rural India, you have to completely adopt different ways and means as opposed to, for example, an urban product. And we've actually done innovative things like leaving on the roadside a full stack of our roof sheeting, so that people will just come and pick away for free. They'll take a few sheets and try and use them as their roofing product, and then they'll come to know that, wow, this is a lot better than thatched roofing.
For product diffusion, when one product is substituting or replacing another, such as thatched roofs, building familiarity of consumers with the product is key to communicating its advantages, and steps like leaving the sheets in the open for rural consumers to touch, feel and see became critical for the adoption process.
The Charminar brand has today become a well-liked and recognizable fixture in any village across the length and breadth of India. The promotions around the brand continue through media, ranging from outdoor hoardings to television commercials. The thought behind the latest campaigns aims to position the brand at an aspirational platform with the promise of support for a better life.
A rural consumer looks for a upgradation of his lifestyle. Everybody aspires to go to the next level, level 2. So here is a product which graduates a person from thatched roof to the next level. If we were to position it as a product that can bring you prosperity, that was the line. We said we should look at giving a person a product, an aspirational product. And here is an aspirational product, that is Charminar, which said, Zindagi खुशहाल गुजरती है तरक्की की छाँव में.
Come 1990s, HIL began exploring alternative materials for the construction space in line with its philosophy of going green way before the rest of the industry. Utilizing fly ash and unusable waste from thermal power plants, HIL started production of panels and blocks from autoclaved aerated concrete or AAC. This lightweight, time-saving green material ushered in a new era for HIL, making it a pioneer with patents not only in India but also in the UK by 2002. Today, an AAC block is almost synonymous in industry parlance with the Aerocon brand introduced by HIL.
We filed for the patents for these all across the world, and this completely changed the image of this company as from a pure and simple roof sheeting manufacturer into an innovator, into a company that has a very strong R&D and an engineering side to it, and we gained a lot of respect not only within India but globally through these patents.
We realized the need for green environment, green products and green this thing very early. In fact, we were the early adapters of green as a concept. It came out as something which was more to do with a personality. We had to develop a personality for the brand as well. Aerocon was the name that came up very strongly, easy to remember, easy to spell. It talks about aero, which is light, weight, quicker, faster.
Aerocon is a modern brand with an identity to match. Speaking to environmentally conscious architects and end users, the team at JWT Mindset worked with HIL to introduce a set of print creatives showcasing the varied uses of AAC blocks and panels in smart construction. The message is clear: make the right choice to save precious resources and cut down on costs too.
In the print for Aerocon, we've got basically in the building material, we've got press advertising, which shows smart construction, which is right choice. The smart choice is the creative in that space for Aerocon, and this goes to both product lines, which is building material and pipes.
A forward-looking company resting firmly on its two brands, Aerocon and Charminar, HIL has stayed true to its roots with the dealer networks it established decades ago. Its strong supply chain, fair and transparent dealings, and consistent service standards empower 8,000 to 9,000 dealer points every day and power sales to retail as well as industrial buyers.
It's important also to note that in a very low involvement product category, people ask for a brand, for a recognition. If that particular brand is not available at an outlet, there is always a second choice for him. Brand is not available out there, he might probably end up buying my competition. So therefore it is important for me to map such stores and keep my product out there.
So one of the factors we've really worked upon over the last couple of years as competition has also intensified is how can we really be a step ahead as far as consumer is concerned. And in that direction, we have focused on how can we be available as close to the consumer as possible. We've got 45 stocking points and close to around 8,000 to 9,000 dealer points which also stock our material, which ensures that a consumer today, when he thinks in terms of buying a fiber cement product, a Charminar sheet is available at nearly arm's length.
Taking the promise of Aerocon as a new age eco-friendly brand to the next level, HIL diversified on its existing range. The result this time was advanced polymer-based building products. Last year, in record time, HIL set up a brand new manufacturing platform at Faridabad, Haryana to produce durable leak-free pipes and fittings as a replacement to metal pipes that are prone to rust.
Yes, last year was a challenge for the entire economy and especially the infrastructure industry. We used this year to diversify, for example. We started building a plant last year, we completed the plant, we started production, we started selling, and within 6 months of starting to sell and time that we entered the market, we gained almost a number 3 position in the NCR region, which is the geography that we operate in.
One of the core things which we are running as a business unit is large amount of focus on the innovation. So the entire effort over last 1 year of building this product was what can we do differently for the customer, what can be exciting about the customer, and what we realized that one of the key challenges is in terms of the leakages. And we thought that this is where we will put the energies, and we came up with a true fit technology where we ensure that the pipes fits with the fittings very well.
HIL is today an industry veteran with well over 6 decades of staying ahead of the curve. Forming the pillars of strength of some of India's foremost building projects, HIL has been a market leader all this while. And its skilled team of proactive thinkers ensures that this super brand follows through in laying the groundwork for fast, effective and environment-friendly infrastructure development. Welcome back to the Superbrands Show only on ET Now. On this series, we tell you the untold stories behind some of India's most powerful brands. Next up is India's largest commercial enterprise that plays a crucial role in catering to the country's energy requirements. It was the first Indian company to touch the 4 lakh crore rupee mark in terms of turnover. Apart from a robust presence across the entire hydrocarbon value chain, the Indian Oil Corporation is today also making a foray into renewable energy. Here's how it became a super brand. 1947, India declares its freedom from British rule to the world. While a nation rejoiced, marking this moment in history as the time it had achieved independence, the political leaders knew India was still far from standing on its own 2 feet. The country still lay at the mercy of foreign players for its basic energy needs. Only through self-reliance would the new democracy stand a chance to realize its true potential. The journey of energy independence started with a company that didn't have a drop of petroleum or a single refinery to its name. But it would eventually grow to meet nearly half of the nation's petroleum needs. This is the story of Indian Oil Corporation, India's largest commercial enterprise.
We have reached right from Kashmir to Kanyakumari down up to the highest retail outlet is at the Leh, almost at the Kardungla Pass by name, around 18,000 feet. So you would name the place and we are there supplying the petrol and diesel.
Indian Oil started its operations in collaboration with the Soviet Union. This was the first time an oil tanker was delivering petroleum to an Indian company. Diesel prices were immediately slashed, and the new challenger put a permanent dent on the existing monopoly.
Both its product depth and distribution reach helped it dominate the market, which was earlier built around MNC firms.
The first Indian refineries were set up in Assam, Bihar and Gujarat. A complex underground network of pipelines was built to further expand the company's reach across the country. The company began moving on the path of self-sufficiency at breakneck speed.
Initially, when we started, basically we wanted to develop the logistic areas. In the sense, infrastructure. You should have your tankage to receive the product. You should have, say, tank trucks to transport the product up to the last end point. So, putting up of depots and terminals was the part initially where Indian Oil concentrated. And then how to get this product at different places across India. That obviously has to move by either by the ship or by wagons. So those port locations, the development of infrastructure at port locations, all these areas were thought of and slowly they were developed.
By the 1980s, Indian Oil had established its own research and development facility. This is where the company's foray into lubricants was set in motion. Today, under the Servo brand name, Indian Oil manufactures over 1,500 formulations covering every conceivable application in the automotive, marine and industrial sectors.
We have 9 lube blending plants and we have 420 dealers for the lube, which we call SSI, SSAs and Gramin lube lubricants.
We also have specialized lubricants which are made specifically for this specific industry. Like you have power industry, you have cement industry, you have textile industry. We have customized lubricants specially made for suiting these industries. So along with fuels, the lubricant industrial market also is quite big, and we are able to sustain and market these because of our sheer logistics and our presence across the country. We are able to maintain a smooth supply line to the industries.
Indian Oil also expanded its influence to the Indian kitchen with packaged liquid petroleum gas. The new fuel was cleaner and more efficient, and the company saw an overwhelming demand from customers. The Indian network expanded its reach to over 53 million households, making Indian Oil the second largest global supplier of LPG.
We have almost 90 bottling plants spread over throughout the country. Bottling plants are the industry where cylinders are bottled for the domestic and commercial requirements. We distribute LPG through almost more than 7,500 distributors spread over the country, and we cater to almost 8 crores customers.
The aviation boom brought with it an inexhaustible demand for jet fuel. Indian Oil was quick to capture this market by serving the most remote regions to the country's busiest airports with its aviation fuel service. Today, the company refuels 1,500 flights, both domestic and international, every single day.
We had the small Bowsers, that is the tank trucks, which used to go to the tarmac and fuel. After that, as we have grown, as the traffic also has grown, a lot of automation has come into the fueling system, and today we have almost all major airports, we have the hydrogen system, refueling systems. That is where the automation is there, and things are pretty easy to refuel in the aircrafts.
At Indian Oil's 24,000 petrol and diesel stations, consumers get to experience what the brand truly stands for. Its extra care stations live up to their name by offering motorists everything from branded fuels, windshield wipes and quick oil checks to value-added services like retail outlets. The company also set out to meet the needs of its rural customers with its Kisan Seva Kendra initiative.
Kisan Seva Kendra we started way back close to, my memory is 2003, and it was not only the fuel which we supply, but other requirement of the farmers like pesticides, toiletries, cosmetics and other household farm equipments. That was the concept. The farmer can come at one point of time and his all needs are met. And our spread is, we are pioneer in that, and our spread is almost 6,002 plus.
When you actually provide convenience, especially to rural consumers who would travel long distances for basic things like groceries, it showed that the company cared for them and used their space productively. Another aspect was that consumers would spend time with Indian Oil and its retail outlets, and the opportunity to engage with them and build deeper ties was always a great potential area to explore.
Indian Oil has invested over 30,000 crore rupees to set up state-of-the-art plants in Haryana and Gujarat. With an installed capacity of 2.5 million metric tons per annum, the Propel brand of petrochemicals has become the second largest player in the market.
There are three products basically which come under the petrochemical stream. One is the LAB, this linear alkyl benzene. This is India has the highest capacity plant at Koyali, which produces nearly about 120,000 tons per annum, and it is the largest producer probably globally, and that goes in this is required by the detergent factories. Then the second product is the PX-PTA, which is largely and mainly produced by our Panipat plant. We have a big plant which produces PX-PTA, paraxylene and PTA. And the third is the your polymers and plastics. In that you have propylene and ethylene. Nearly about 800,000 tons of ethylene and 600,000 tons of propylene is produced in again Panipat from the naphtha cracker plant.
There are few companies that have played such a monumental role in the India growth story. Indian Oil started out with no resources but grew to become India's biggest crude refiner, fueling the nation's development with the largest pipeline network. With every stage of growth, Indian Oil has had a direct impact on the country's standing in the global economic landscape. The Superbrand is already the highest ranked Indian company on the global Fortune 500 list, and with only 5 decades in existence, this might only be its first chapter. So that was Indian Oil, the PSU that owns the world's oldest operating refinery. With that, it's a wrap for this week. Next week, we'll bring you the exciting tale of yet another super brand and also introduce you to the man who leads the Superbrands initiative in India. Till then, it's goodbye.